I almost quit IT multiple times this month, but this is why I didn't and why I am still here. And at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you the moment when I realized that this is actually the career that I really want in my life. By the way, I want to mention that I am clearly sick, so if you hear my voice acting up, bear with me. Where my head was at before I started learning IT, I just had finished I want to say about a 7-month run of learning web development, and I pretty much kind of got a kick out of it. It gave me a lot of confidence because I was finally able to do what I said I wanted to do, which was simply make web development a side hustle. But of course, a side hustle isn't enough. I know that I could have made web development bigger than that, but it would have took a lot more learning, and that just wasn't a path I was willing to go down. I couldn't see myself programming for the rest of my life. So I decided to look a little bit deeper, and I started to feel a little bit lost. I felt like I lost my direction. I didn't know where to go. What should I have done to basically figure out what to do with my life? Like, I don't know, I have a good job, but I wanted to do something that I was passionate about. And then boom, IT support popped into my brain. But I was thinking, I of course have a passion for technology. I would love to build PCs. I would love to work on phones. So why not get into IT support? But I do want to talk about the decision to live stream it. Now, I've currently been live streaming, I want to say, my web dev journey for about 3 months. And pretty much I had come up with this decision because I had personally felt like I've always seen people in a position that not necessarily I would want, but just a position that I'm like, oh damn, that must have took a lot of work to get there. But then I would always notice they never documented it. So a part of me was like, I kind of want to break that. I want to be the person who documents it all. And then you guys are finally going to see me in that position and be like, wow, how did she get there? And you can rewatch all these live streams about an hour into every single day that I put into it. And you can actually see the work that I put in. But let's get into what I exactly learned with IT support. So I decided to get into the basics, I want to say for about 3 weeks into month 1 or maybe 2 weeks, I'm not too sure. And I was just understanding the basics of computing, and I kind of took a route into computing history, which I don't think you really need to know. As long as you know about binary and a little bit of deeper things like that, you're set. But I was learning about like these people who created these computers back in the past, and I'm like, if this isn't going to be a question on the CompTIA A+, then why am I learning this? But I was learning what a computer was, how it ended up connecting, what were the PC parts, what things do, not necessarily the name, and then that kind of put me down the rabbit hole of learning about hardware, which I currently would have said I wanted to kind of start with software, but then hardware really intrigued me because, like I said, I was already interested in building computers, I was already interested in repairing phones, so I was like, hardware is definitely the perfect place to start. So I ended up learning a lot about the GPU, the RAM, the CPU, the VRAM, right? Whatever else that there is. Of course, there's so much to SSD, motherboards, power supplies. I ended up learning the logic, what connects them, and then I even got a little bit deeper into the troubleshooting of it whenever it comes to a boot or UFI signal and exactly how to pinpoint what hardware issue it is and then what is that necessary fix to end up making sure that it's okay, which most of the time is just reseating it, cleaning it, and then you can get into like possibly replacing it. And then I also took a little dabble into the operating system just because I wanted to kind of understand it a lot more deeper. So I took a little bit of a beginner's guide into the operating system, and then that's when I realized, oh, okay, so hardware is physical components of the computer, and software, or the operating system, well, I guess it could be anything, but software is the virtual side of the computer. Not that it didn't like click before, but when you kind of broke it down to yourself in that way, I was like, now I know exactly what I'm dealing with. So let's talk about what ended up keeping me going. For number 1 has always been the community. You guys are amazing, literally one of the best communities ever that just continue to keep me pushing. You guys give me some encouraging words, and I just want to say thank you all so much. That is definitely like an up for me. Number 2 was just how easily I was getting it, and I feel like 3 as well is that it was really just a passion for me. I probably should not have filmed this with my voice acting up, but 3, it was a passion for me. I loved computers, so even if it was difficult, I was gonna do whatever I had to do regardless. But here comes the downs. The downside to all of this is that I started to question whether or not I should do this. And this was simply because there was just a lot of talks and opinions about IT that weren't necessarily positive. So then I realized, man, is this something I actually want to get into, or should I kind of back up? Is this something I should not pursue? Maybe I could pursue it for fun, but not something as an actual career. So I almost quit. I almost gave up. And this has kind of been a journey previously where I did start this a little bit before as well, but I had given up. Well, I wouldn't say that I gave up, but I would say I had stopped because I was pursuing web dev. So now being able to hop back into it and give it my full attention, I didn't expect to run into the thoughts of, oh, this is it, I'm done. I started to question if I was wasting my time. And I know that comes with everything, but I just was shocked. Then we got the ugly. And the ugly, I want to kind of say, are some of the people that do end up showing up in live streams or do end up showing up in just life in general, but currently for me, live streams and in the comment section, is that there's just a lot of people who do project, or there's a lot of people who feel like they know a lot. So when you or me tends not to take their advice, they tend to come off really like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like it comes off like they were upset I didn't listen to them because they feel like they know everything. And I think that just happens to be in tech in general. But even the same thing with like getting a certification, like there's a lot of people who have their own opinions on which certifications are good, which ones are bad, should you get them at all. For me, my biggest thing is, if I'm telling you I don't care which one's good or which one's bad, I'm getting them because I want it, that should be end of discussion. But it always becomes a discussion and it always becomes a debate, which I don't mind debating. But when it gets to that point, it's like, okay, there's nothing else. And also too, people kind of questioning my path. I remember in one of my first or like beginning-ish live streams for IT, there was people commenting, talking about AI potentially going to be taking over. And I was just like, is that really possible? Like I wasn't thinking. But you know, now looking back, well, I'm gonna make a video on AI, but I got over it. But the turning point on why I didn't quit was, for one, I got grounded in what I believe. And I don't believe, number one, that AI is going to take over. I think it's actually going to open up more jobs, but we can discuss that in a later video, maybe when my voice isn't straining. As y'all can see, I'm trying. Also too, I feel like when it comes to the, I guess, negative comments, they're not really negative though. I think there's just a lot more support that kind of outweighs that. So when people do act like that, I don't really mind. Genuinely, I don't care. But the real big thing is, like I said, I got grounded in my beliefs, and I just feel like IT is meant for me. And that really calmed me down. And I started to really block out the noise of what other people were saying. I'm trying to even talk louder. You hear that? I think there's something even more going on with my voice. The moment I realized this was my career, it wasn't because or when I felt like I was smart. It was when I felt proud for not giving up. I ultimately want to be able to inspire people who really want to pursue things that maybe a lot of people doubt, or just pursue a career in general. I feel like I've grew up in areas where a lot of the people around me, I guess I gotta talk at this tone, but where a lot of people around me, they haven't really seen someone do something. You know what I mean? Like they haven't seen someone become a doctor. It's like the people who are the doctors came from different states, you know what I mean? Or different cities. So I feel like a part of me is like, and I'm kind of one of those people, I haven't really seen someone climb up a career, maybe except for 2 people, but I haven't seen it. And seeing it and watching someone get there, it's so much bigger than just kind of like seeing the end result. So I want to inspire people by trying to show you how I'm getting there through these videos and through my live streams, mainly through the live streams. But learning is not linear. It definitely has its ups and downs, and it is scary. But I just want to build a career that I actually care about. So if you're watching this and you feel lost, I need you to know that you can do whatever you put your mind to. You're just at the beginning. Start and let's finish strong. Start and let's finish strong. I'm trying to get that start out. But alright, I'll be catching on the next one. Hope y'all ended up enjoying. Almost said deuces. Make sure you end up leaving a like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure that you end up sharing this video to other people. Turn on those post notifications. I'll be catching y'all in the next one. This is Marzi. Swear my voice did not sound this bad. Deuces.